Hello, I'm Matteo, the Chief Mobile Opinionist here at Tech Travel Geeks, and this is going to be the Tech Travel Geeks setup video for the OnePlus Nord C3 Lite. If you haven't already, you can watch our unboxing video where we went through the contents of the box of the device, and in future videos we'll be covering not only the long-term review but a lot of how-to videos and other content about the OnePlus Nord C3 Lite 5G, so be sure to be subscribed. And not only that, we also have an accessory that came with the purchase of the device. That's the OnePlus Nord Buds. So a little teaser there, more OnePlus content coming to the channel very soon. First thing we're going to do is take the SIM ejector tool that came with the device, pop open that SIM tray, and that SIM tray is going to take a micro SD card because it's capable of it and I want to double the storage of the device, as well as my SIM card. I'm going to pop that in. In this case it is a 5G Smarty SIM card here in the UK. Smarty runs on the 3 network and it's my test SIM card. So once that's in, I'm going to long press the power button on the side of the device, which will also be our fingerprint scanner once we've set that up. Now let's start off. You can see my reflection in the screen through that screen protector. OnePlus powered by Android. Yes, so it is powered by Android. So let's see how long this takes to start up. A little bit of a OnePlus animation coming up. This is Android 13 with the distribution by OnePlus called Oxygen OS 13.1. So at the moment, the latest version of Oxygen OS. So it starts off saying hello in those very subtle grey characters underneath saying hello in different languages. We're going to go ahead and select English. It already knows we're in the United Kingdom, probably because of my SIM card. We're going to go through the legal information, which I really can't be bothered reading, but I strongly suggest you read through each bit of documentation here. The user agreement, the user privacy, security and protection section, the user experience program, and the system stability improvement program. The last two are optional, but you need to read through those and then click next. So we've already said that we're connected to the mobile network, that we've enabled mobile data. That's fantastic. Nice little animation there guiding you through that. Even though the SIM tray is elsewhere on the device, maybe that animation needs to be adapted to be at the side of the device, here where it is on my phone. It's the sort of thing that can cause confusion. Next up, I'm going to connect to my Wi-Fi network. Okay then, so I have just connected to my Wi-Fi network. You can see I'm connected. We'll say next, and it says that it's getting the phone ready. Now, obviously, first impressions of typing on the device, that's the first time I've typed on the OnePlus Nord C3 Lite 5G. First impression here is that it is a bit of mushy haptic feedback. In devices such as these where the motor isn't great and it is a bit mushy, I usually disable that, and we'll go through that a bit further in this setup video. But that's just the beginning here. Let's see how long it takes to get the phone ready. It does say a few minutes. Oh, that was fast. Just as I finished speaking, it was ready. Copy apps and data. Now this is an option you can use to take your data from an iPhone or any other device, Android device, and copy your apps and data over to this phone. I prefer to go with a clean install, with a clean setup, and not to copy that data over. It's more fun that way, and I get to do a video where I bore you to death over the course of 30 to 40 minutes setting up this phone. And if you're lucky, you'll get a quick blooper of one of my kittens, who's now not really a kitten, jumping up onto my back. Yes, Ronan, say hi. You can see him in the reflection. Hey, Ronan. Right, I'm going to sign into my Google account next. Great, so next up I need to go through two-step verification, great way to stay secure. And then this is a new feature in Google-friendly smartphones running Android. It's giving me the option to decide who's going to be using this device. I will be using this device in this case, but you have the option to go through saying that your child is going to be using the device. This gives you access to extra parental controls, which is a good thing in my view. I'm fine with all the terms of service. I have been for quite a while. In Google we trust. So here we go. We're getting the account info. So interesting, the auto dimming of the LCD screen came on there, but I agree to all the different settings for this Google friendly Android smartphone. As I said earlier, in Google we trust. Now this is a ballot screen that we get here in Europe. We get to choose what the default search engine is on the Android distribution installed on the device. I'm choosing Google, but if you prefer Bing and you want some extra things, you can use that. Next up, we're going to go for the unlock method. Let's start off with the fingerprint, but before that we need to, as usual, set up a PIN number, and that's usually, in my case, numeric. It does also give you a little extra warning about you can't get that PIN number retrieved. I'll just set that up now. Okay then, so that's the PIN number set up. Apologies if I'm saying PIN number and that triggers you. Let us know in the comments. Anyway, I'm going to press my finger on that power button in different manners so that it picks up my fingerprint and sets everything up. So it's now going for the edge detection, for the edges of my fingerprint, and we'll see how that picks everything up. There we go. Okay then, so let's set up the assistant. It's the usual setup. In this case, I've already registered my voice, so there should be no need to do an extra voice match. But then again, here we are, I need to start again. Okay Google. Okay Google. Okay Google. So that's great, I agree to having the Google Assistant on my phone without actually having to unlock it. And that should be everything. So this is the key Google part of the phone setup, now completing. It's suggesting that I join the Red Cable Club. That's fine, we can do that with my Google account. Now, this is interesting. So you get given the option to choose between button navigation with your buttons at the bottom of the screen or gesture navigation. Now I'm going to start off with gesture navigation. I'm starting to get used to the idea of using gestures to use my smartphones. We'll just need to see how it works with the form factor, with these sort of slightly squared sides to the OnePlus Nord CE3 Lite 5G, catchily named device. And so that's the Oxygen OS setup pretty much finished. Now I've just pressed Get Started. We get taken to the home screen of the device, and as you can see, you've got nice little lime and navy blue finishes here. And obviously we'll have a few things going on here. So at the beginning of this setup, we set up micro SD card. We install and set that up. I'm just going to format that to make sure that there's no data corruption. So that's the memory card formatting. It should just take a few moments. And you can manage your SD card in My Files or Settings Storage. So that's that done. I've got the SD card there. Go back to the Google Play Store, which should be restarting now. and we'll see what updates there are. So it's checking for updates now. There's quite a few there to update. So obviously these are all the pre-installed Google apps, as well as a few extra ones here. But it's all seems to be Google stuff, plus by the looks of it here we have Health Connect, Netflix, Red Cable Club. There's really not much there over and above the core Android experience from Google. Let's see what pre-installed apps there are. Yep, just there. So you've got Netflix, games, the OnePlus community, clone phone functionalities, and Oh Relax. Interesting. So we'll have a look at those. So let's have a quick walkthrough of Oxygen OS 13.1. Go into the settings and just have a quick look at it. About device. So we've got Oxygen OS 13.1. It gives you a readout of the camera specs. It's 108 megapixel main sensor, 2 megapixel additional cameras, which are sticker cams, 5000 milliamp hour battery, and interestingly the Qualcomm Snapdragon 695 5G chipset. I'm actually quite happy with this. This is a chipset that we've seen on the Honor Magic 5 Lite, and now we see it on this device. The main difference between the Honor Magic 5 Lite and this OnePlus Nord C3 Lite is the screen technology. This is an LCD panel, but if I don't have it side by side, I don't really notice the difference. Whilst I really did like the screen on the Honor Magic 5 Lite, this is not really an issue. So let's see, about device, Oxygen OS. Let's see if there's any updates available. As it comes up out of the box, it's up to date. That's good news. And let's see how we are with our Google Play updates. 28 updates pending. We'll just run those in the background. And there we have it. So I've got my, oh well, look, OnePlus Nord N30 will be a copy of the OnePlus Nord C3. Good thing I've used the title of this video to be reflective of the OnePlus Nord N30. So obviously that will be a US focused version of this same device. So in the US it won't be called the OnePlus Nord C3 Lite, it will just be called the OnePlus Nord N30 or the OnePlus Nord N30 5G. And there we go. So I think we're pretty much done in terms of the basic setup. Now, if you'd like to know more about this device, if you have any questions about the setup that I've gone through, please do leave a comment in the section below. We'll do our best to get back to you. And if it is something that we find particularly interesting in terms of the question we're asked, we might do a dedicated video about that, about this OnePlus Nord C3 Lite or the OnePlus Nord N30 as it's known in the States. But in terms of responsiveness of the fingerprint reader, it's fast. I've noticed no slowdowns throughout the setup, apart from the ones where the device was requiring a bit of a network activity to get going. So I'll wrap up this video. Obviously we do have the OnePlus Nord Buds here in for review. These were bundled with the OnePlus Nord C3 Lite that we purchased. So expect an Earphone Tuesday in the next few weeks dedicated to the OnePlus Nord Buds. And we will have more content coming up. It's interesting to see how far OnePlus have come in the last few years. We've not really been covering them here on Tech Travel Geeks that much, but if this is a successful video, if it's a successful series of videos, we will be covering OnePlus as a brand more. So if you don't already, please do subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. We cover consumer electronics, gadgets, accessories, and pretty much anything else we think makes the travel experience better. For now, thanks for watching and goodbye from us.